So I recently embarked on an adventure that I didn't know was going to be an adventure, and that was picking out a new lens for my camera. Yeah. So getting a new camera involves a whole bunch of stuff. Getting a new camera is spending money on top of spending other money. And one thing that I realized was I needed a different lens. I was using, for most of the videos that I started with this camera, I've been using the kit lens, and it's not bad, but it's not the best. And then started an adventure like only have seen in the Land Before Time series. And that's just picking out the right lens and then trying to figure out what the right lens is without actually touching it. One of the things that I really wanted. So one of the things that I really wanted was something that can be a little close to me, because I not only use this to shoot YouTube videos, but I also use it for live streaming stuff. So if you want to watch the live stream, I live stream here on Tuesdays and live stream on Twitch on Thursdays. Holler at your boy. Or just completely ignore that, it doesn't matter. So I wanted something that had a lot of really good image, but also had the availability to be relatively close to me. So then I started looking at prime lenses. Prime lenses are the ones that have the fixed zoom. So you have the zoom lenses, stuff at like 24 to 105, or you'll have something like a 16 millimeter or an 11 millimeter or an 8 millimeter. The single digit numbers are the prime lenses, and those ones are usually the ones that have the better, I guess, f-stop. So an f-stop is how wide the actual iris, I think it's called iris, of the lens is to let in more light. The lower the f-stop, the more light that's let into your sensor. And a lot of the time that usually involves maybe a lot more background blur like you're seeing right now. So I was looking at two main lenses, and one was the Sony E-mount 11mm, which is at a f1.8, which from what I was seeing was really, really wide, or the Sigma 16mm, which is still really wide, but also goes down to f1.4, which you're gonna get a really, really crisp and really, really blurred background. And that was me going into what I like to call research mode. I obsessively looked into all of those. Well, I probably watched maybe 20 videos on it, just on the differences between these two and the comparisons, and then I read the specs, and then I spent just the video with it. It really, really kind of went into the point where so I was a little bit more confused more than actually helped, and that kind of sucked. I wasn't a fan of it. When it came down to it, I guess I was looking, both of the lenses are really good. Both of the lenses were fantastic, and from the image that I've seen from other people's videos, they looked amazing. That didn't help me. That didn't help me at all. It just actually made it a little bit harder. And then I started kind of going into, I decided it's one of these, I'm just gonna look in price comparison. The price difference between the Sony and the Sigma were significant. And yeah, let's see, the Sigma was about 350, and then the Sony was about 550, $499 if you found it somewhere cheaper. I went in and I started, you know what, I got this. I'm gonna go with the Sony 11mm. The Sony 11mm is what I'm going to get. I started doing everything and started looking into everything, and it's just like, when is the fastest available time that I can get this? Going in, I put it on my cart, I waited a few hours, then it was kind of sold out unless it was a third-party seller. I wouldn't have got it for like 2 weeks. So ultimately, I ended up going with the Sigma. The Sigma 16mm f1.4 DC Contemporary is the whole thing. I have the box. Yeah, DC, DN, whatever that means. But I kind of ended up going with it because there are a lot of people that I know personally that kind of vouched for it. And it might be a chonky boy. It's definitely bigger than the kit lens and definitely bigger than the Sony 11mm. Now that I have it in my hands, I realize like how well the image comes out on this and how close it can be to my face. See, right here, I have it at arm's length, yeah. And this is with probably a 60%, 55% zoom or a crop because of the APS-C sensor and the active stabilization. It kind of gives me this really, really nice this really nice cropped effect without actually taking any hit to the sensor, since everything is done on the sensor, because yeah, that's how active stabilization works. But I ended up really not regretting. I mean, might be the only, like, this is like the third video that I've done with it. Mind you, that's in the scale of 2 days. But the image that I've been seeing out of this going into editing has been substantially better than the kit lens. The kit lens is going to be good for stuff that, like, if I wanted to go take it out and maybe just put it deep into my backpack without worrying about the lens breaking or anything like that. It's still a good lens. It's up there. I put it up there somewhere. There. That's where I put it. When it came down to it, this ended up being probably the best choice that I could have made whenever it came to buying a lens. Mainly just because this thing has been tested through so many different, like, filmmakers, YouTubers, streamers. I'd probably say this is probably the most used lens for any of the, like, content creation, like, streamer-wise, on the Sony cameras, mainly because it's cheap. This thing was $350, and the image quality is amazing. It's really good. I'm shocked at the imperfections that I can see on my face, and I'm appalled by the imperfections I can see on my face. But no. But anyways, I know for a fact that I'm going to end up getting more lenses, and I know for a fact that I am going to end up getting a lot more lenses. I'm really happy that this was kind of like my first one into, like, the mirrorless ecosystem. You know what I mean? But anyways, I think that's what we're gonna call it. This is more or less just like me talking about how I decided that I wanted this lens and how it came down to it, and the sheer dumb luck and me being cheap. But anyways, if you like this, go ahead. You know what to do. You know what to do. Anyways, I appreciate you, and I guess I'm see you later. I'll see you at another time. Yeah.